Today's talk and today's reminder is going to be about sugar. Primarily, we're talking about processed sugar. Today, we're not talking about the sugar that is naturally occurring in many of the organic materials in the natural world. Today, we're going to be talking about the sugar that comes from sugar cane, sugar beets. It's harvested, it goes to a big factory, a big plant, where it gets refined and refined and refined and comes out sort of like a powdery or crystal substance, which looks much like cocaine. Now, we're going to talk about why cocaine and sugar look similar and why both are processed, and some studies that have been done. So we will begin with something as such. I have taken a few notes from a book called Genius Foods. I will get you the information on who it's by, but if you just look up Genius Foods, that's where all of these notes have been taken from. So let's start here. Added sugar, the brain bane. Let's start with why I'm bringing this up first, because I have been immersed in processed sugar for most of my life. I began detoxing at about age, let's see here. Yeah, at about age 19. At 19, I began really detoxing from processed sugar. And then that lasted for a long time, many, many years. Off and on, I would go back to having sugar. However, in the last year, I have really made it a goal to eliminate all processed sugar, to really get that sugar demon tamed and at bay, so that it no longer wreaks havoc within my life. Sugar is, in my current view, the most accessible and widely used drug that is plaguing humanity at the moment. It's up there. It's in the top of drugs or potentially poisonous substances. It is poison. So that's why I'm talking about it, because in my life, it has wreaked a lot of havoc as a young child. And since being off of it, I've noticed drastic improvements in my overall mental health, my bodily health, my physical health, my emotional health, my overall state of being has seen grand improvements. And if I ever have gone back to sugar, I notice just how terrible it makes me feel. And I really notice the cravings, the habits that come when we indulge in sugar, processed sugar. So this is why I'm talking about it, because I've got a bit of a story myself and a bit of a history with sugar, as I imagine a few of you also may have a story with. Let's get into it. Added sugar, the brain bane. Added sugar has become one of the worst evils in our modern food supply. Intended by nature to be consumed in small amounts via whole fruit, where it's packaged with fiber, water, and nutrients, sugar has become the pervasive addition to countless packaged foods and sweetened beverages. Now, finally, nutrition labels in the United States are mandated to list the amount of sugar added to products. Definitely not a cure-all, but a move in the right direction. Whether the sugar is single origin organic cane sugar, brown rice syrup, or the industry darling high fructose corn syrup, one thing is clear: the safest level of added sugar consumption is 0. One of the dangers of sugar consumption is that it can hijack our brain's pleasure centers. Packaged food with added sugar usually tastes impossibly delicious and cause massive spikes of dopamine, a neurotransmitter involved in reward. Unfortunately, the more we consume, the more we require to reach the same threshold of pleasure. Sound familiar? It should. Sugar, in the way it stimulates the release of dopamine, resembles drugs of abuse. In fact, in animal models, rats prefer sugar over cocaine, and rats really like cocaine. So, rats really, really like cocaine, yet they prefer sugar over the cocaine. So I've got a whole list here of different excerpts from this book here. And I'm highlighting that one today because it's a wake-up call, hopefully for some of you, to look further into this and to be a human experiment and to experiment with changing your own ways and see if you notice any changes. This is just what I've done. This is something you may be interested in as well. And with that, we will see you in the next video. Peace.